Hello Pisces, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree and I will be doing your money reading for the month of November 2020. I hope you are having a good month so far. I do want to say thank you all so much for just your patience and your understanding dealing with the watermarking of my videos. For those of you that don't know, someone was stealing my videos and trying to re-upload them as his or her own. So going forward, I will be branding, watermarking my videos. I'm still figuring it out, but I think I've kind of got that. I've figured out how to make it not so distracting and not so annoying. So keep giving me your feedback. I appreciate it all, the good, the bad, the in between. For the readings this month, I will be using my original tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And then Pisces, I will go ahead and close out your reading with a Spirit Animal Oracle card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I do want to say welcome and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month. And I'd love to share your money message with you. So, okay. So what do we need to know for the sign of Pisces as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of November 2020. Okay. What do we need to know for the sign of Pisces? All right. So it looks like November is going to start off pretty good for you, Pisces. There's definitely some things going on, but I also see you coming into a brand new awareness, especially as it relates to your money. Now, when I say a brand new awareness, it means that you are trying to figure out, exactly what it is you want to do, how you're going to do it, and who you're going to do it with. Okay? All right. Just want to make sure cards are all in frame. So you can see we have the Three of Cups here. This is a good card. This is a card of celebration. And when it comes, to money and finances and wealth and that type of thing, this is a card that signifies there's something to be happy about. There's something to celebrate. Sometimes it's not even a huge event, but it is something that brings joy and brings you a reason to feel glad, to feel excited, to feel, ready to celebrate. Now, when I say that you're still trying to figure things out, when I look at the rest of the cards here, as we move into the first week of November, Knight of Wands, then we also have the Seven of Pentacles, Strength card, Six of Wands, reverse. These are all cards about really trying to figure out who you are and what you want to do. It's like you've been on a certain path, you've been kind of in a groove, but at the same time, it's not as fulfilling and maybe not as profitable as what you'd like it to be. It's like you can do better, or there's more, and that there's opportunity out there, but for some reason, you're either holding yourself back or you're feeling like it's just too much of a risk. Not that you can't do something, it's just that are you, ready to do something? And I say that because I've got these cards here. We've got Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, and then we have the High Priestess in reverse. That tells me there's some doubt, especially, when it comes to money. Now, this doesn't matter how much money or how much wealth you have. Everybody has financial insecurity to some degree. And that's what I'm getting here, especially with the Five of Pentacles. This is another card that's all about financial mindset. It's about, sometimes feeling like we're in a state of lack, or we're in a state of not having what we want, and we feel like we can't get it because we have these ideas or these images in our mind that tell us that. The good thing is that you're going to be okay. You know, work is there, money is there, you have your needs met, and you have the strength, which means you have the tenacity to do something different. It's just a matter of when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and like I said, who you're going to do it with. So as we move into November, just know that things may not necessarily be overwhelmingly it's like neutral. It's like not overwhelmingly joyous, but it's not overwhelmingly sad either. It's like you're just in this groove of just kind of moving along, but you're starting to really question the direction that you're going. Now, this doesn't matter if you are an employee, a business owner, if you're a student, if you're an investor, or a combination of any of these things, a homemaker, someone who just, wants more money, whatever the case may be. I think this is something that will definitely apply to you. And it's something that will require you to go within to find your own answers. All right, Pisces. Let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of November 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Pisces? Okay. All right. So once we kind of get going with November, Pisces, you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be some things that are just things that kind of start off and then it looks like they're not kind of going well. And then you step back, maybe you go on vacation, you take a break, whatever, and then you see things slowly start to come together. We have the Ace of Swords here now. The Ace of Swords is all about things being stalled, sometimes unnecessary delays. The other thing about the Ace of Swords, its energy when it's in reverse is missing the mark, right? It's like you do what you can and then it falls a little bit short. Okay, so it's not a question of whether or not you're doing the right thing. It's, are you doing the right thing with the right amount of intensity, with the right amount of focus, with the right amount of clarity? And the Ace of Swords kind of says you're a little off somewhere. You got to course correct something. Now, we also have the Eight of Pentacles here in reverse. This talks about, there's going to be ebbs and flows. This is talking about a dip in the workflow. Now, this could be something that's internal or it could be something that's external, okay? Depending on your circumstances, depending on your situation, that's how this applies here. Is it something within you that's causing work to slow down, if you're an entrepreneur, self-employed? Or is it something external? Is it, this is your slow season in your particular business, but this is not anything to worry about because you will recover, as I can see here. We also have the Six of Swords here. Six of Swords talks about going away. This is where I said, you go on vacation, you take a break, you step back, and things kind of slowly start coming together. You also start getting really, really intense about the budget. You get really, really intense about managing your expenses. And that's definitely going to pay off. It may not go over too well with some people. It looks like, you're going to maybe have the talk with a partner and say, hey, we really need to buckle down on our budget. And they may not be that receptive, to your ideas. But it's okay because everything is going to come around and it's going to kind of manifest full cycle here. Now, what's really cool about this is you have two of the high feminine energy cards here with the Empress, and then we have the High Priestess. This is all about that robust feminine energy. It's all about that goddess energy. And you're going to really be utilizing that now. It doesn't matter what gender you are. We all have aspects of the feminine and the masculine. But it looks like your feminine is really going to be playing a major role here at this time, especially once we hit that second week of November. Now, because the feminine energy is going to be kind of front and center during this time, it's one of those things where you don't have to necessarily force anything. Remember, the divine feminine is all about being in a state of allowing. It's also about trusting the process and not trying to force, rush, over manipulate anything. Okay, so just make sure you're aware of that. Just know that, you don't have to make things happen to a certain degree. It looks like at this time, in this phase, in this season, you are going to be in a state of allowing, or that probably would be the best course of action for you at this time. All right, Pisces, let's get some clarity. Let's see what else happens. Let's see what else is going to show up as we move into the second half of November 2020 as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Okay. All right. As we move into the second half of November, it looks like, just from the energy I'm picking up from the cards, money is definitely going to be flowing. However, there's going to be some things that kind of divert the path to which it flows. Meaning, money's coming your way. There's no doubt about that. There's nothing that can stop that. However, things kind of get diverted before and after, right? And I know this probably doesn't make sense, but that's what I'm seeing clearly here. Let me see if I can break it down. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, she's all about financial literacy, but also having control of your emotions when it comes to financial matters. We have the Tower card, which means the worst is over, the path is cleared, now we're in the rebuilding phase, okay? So, we're not making emotional money decisions. We're starting to rebuild our financial situation. We're starting to do what it takes and put things in place, whether that be setting up a savings account, putting money aside, paying off debt, whatever the case may be, right? So these are really good tracks to be on. Now, money does come up. However, remember the track that you're on, the money and the wealth that's coming to you has to be redirected to the things that you've kind of already put in place here. So if you're on a path to be debt free, when the money comes in, no, you don't have a spending party. You use that money for its predetermined purpose, whether that be investing, paying off debt, savings, whatever. Okay? So it's about putting the intention out there and then following through is what I'm seeing here. Now, it's easy to get off track, when it's easy to, get distracted and say, hey, I know I should pay off this credit card, but I really want some new shoes or whatever the case may be. And so, that does happen. And the King of Swords here, this is it's a very cutthroat energy. But also, it's also the energy of eliminating what is not necessary. It's also eliminating things that are getting in the way, that you see clearly are getting in the way, especially financial things. Okay, so when the money shows up, and I can tell you it will in some degree, money will come. Make sure whatever you had pre-planned or had intended for this money to be used for, that you follow through with that. If you set aside, if you say a portion of the money is going to be fun money, well, that's fine. But don't forget the initial tracks that you set up. Don't forget the initial plan that you put in place, because it looks like I said, looks like you're going to get distracted here. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily stop money from coming to you, but it just means that it takes longer for you to get to achieve your financial goals. And the other thing is you clearly are aware. It's not like you're being blindsided here. If you go off track, you're going to be aware of it. And you're going to have to course correct either now or later. But there is no cheating the system, so to speak. And I just want to make sure that you understand that. Because I know I have been in that position where I thought I could cheat the system. And I ended up paying severely because of it. Not that that's your situation, but I just want to communicate that and, share that because it is something to think about. Okay, so let's see what else is going on for the sign of Pisces as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Interesting. For the month of November 2020. Okay. I swear to God, and I have said this before, sometimes I literally feel like there is something pulling the cards out for me. So, okay. We got some repeaters here. By the time we close out November, it looks like you're going to have a lot of these issues resolved, especially the things you were dealing with in the first week. We have the Five of Pentacles, saw him here. We have the High Priestess, saw her here. Six of Wands, saw him here. So that tells me that whatever situations are going on at the beginning of the month, by the time we close out November, those situations will either be resolved or they will be still, it's like you'll still be dealing with it, right? But the good thing is like I can tell by looking at these cards here, things are going to be moving slow, but this is a really good card to have in the reverse because this is the card where it's all about mindset. And so when this is in reverse, it means you're not having that lack mentality. You have shifted your mindset. So that's really, really good. The High Priestess here tells me that you may not be trusting your intuitive sense by the time we close out the month, especially when it comes to financial and money matters. But that's something that you're going to have to work on in your own timing and in your own way. Six of Wands in the reverse means, I don't know, because when I had him here and now we have him again here, sometimes this means that you're just not showing up for yourself. Now, I don't really feel that, but I know that could probably apply to some of you. But when you're not showing up for yourself, what I mean, because remember this card fell on the Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Cups here, and remember this is the week we were talking about being true to your intentions, sticking to your plan, whatever it may be. It could be that maybe you are just not following through, or you procrastinate, or you change your mind at the last minute. Whatever the case may be, you could be going through some of that when the month closes out. But these are two good cards here. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Three of Pentacles upright. Ten of Swords in the reverse means you're healing from something that was hurtful, something that could have been a betrayal, something that could have literally been backstabbing, some situation. But the good thing is like, you're taking the lesson and you're moving forward. It's no longer affecting you negatively. This is overcoming. This is renewal. This is also rejuvenating, and this is also moving forward. Now we have the Three of Pentacles, which means there's people who want to reach out to you and possibly partner with you, who want to hire you, people who see the value in what you are as, whatever it is your profession is, or just as a contributor. People definitely want to work with you. That's a very good sign, because again, this is another stream of income. This is another, aspect of being validated for what you do, and also, validating the monetary worth that you put on what it is that you do. So Pisces, you have a very intricate month here. November is going to be pretty much all about you being responsible, following through, and really just being clear about the direction you want to go. You may feel a little bit of fogginess, in the first half of the month, but as we close out November, you're going to be a lot more solid and a lot more, I want to say, intrigued with what the future holds, because you know that it's all up to you. There's nothing that will stop the blessings that are meant for you. There's nothing that can hold you back from the divine destiny that you can create for yourself, especially as it relates to money. So let's go ahead and close out your reading, Pisces, with a spirit animal oracle card. Okay, we got 2. Sandpiper spirit, be playful. Yes. Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. All right, I think the sandpiper spirit is what we saw here with this 3 of Cups. It's a very playful, joyful, celebratory energy. Then we have the co-create with spirit. And this is what I feel is what you're going to be doing the second half of the month. Remember, you're getting clear on your intentions, you're following through, and you're really determined and focused to create the life and the wealth that it is that you desire. And there's nothing that will stop you from doing that. As long as you keep going, there's nothing that will prevent that from coming your way. So Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, drop them down below. And if you'd like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information linked for you in the description. All right, Pisces, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.